Seatbelt safety can be a tricky topic to talk about to any audience. Over the years, I've heard many excuses on why people don't wear their seatbelts. Some of them are, I don't have too far to drive, or I'm a good driver. One of my personal favorites is, I've been in an accident before, and if I would have had my seatbelt on, I could have died. The fact of the matter is, there's many reasons to wear your seatbelt and to wear it correctly. If you're one of those individuals who choose not to wear your seatbelt while riding in a motor vehicle, the results could be catastrophic, both physically and financially. In today's world and vehicles with all of the bells and whistles and technology, people often think they're invincible while operating a motor vehicle. I want everyone to understand the life-saving impact that a simple act of wearing your seatbelt can have on you, your loved ones, and even society in general. As a paramedic field training officer with over 24 years of experience in the field of emergency medical care and pre-hospital education, I've witnessed firsthand the devastation to families from this simple one act of carelessness. The main reason to wear your seatbelt is simple. It's the law. Did you know that on September 28, 1985, the state of Missouri passed a law stating that all occupants over the age of 16 must be restrained while in a motor vehicle, and that's per the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Second, seatbelts do save lives. Statistics prove it. Let's begin by looking at how you should wear your seatbelt and how it should be worn properly. First, you need to be seated in an upright position in your vehicle. The shoulder harness needs to lie across your shoulder and chest with minimal to no slack in the belt. The shoulder harness should never be worn under your arm or behind your back. The lap belt needs to fit snugly and lie directly across your hips. Any improper placement of your seatbelt could result in serious injury. If you've ever been involved in a motor vehicle accident, then you know firsthand that there are physical and financial burdens that follow. According to the American Association for the Surgery of Trauma, the cost of fatal unintentional injury resulted in medical costs of over $1.3 billion. Now, while this figure is large, it's insignificant compared to over the $82.9 billion that was in lost work alone. Keep in mind that this cost is only associated with the cost that these accidents had on society, not on families and individuals who suffered financially and emotionally. I remember what my accident cost me, and I was wearing my seatbelt. In January of 2010, the vehicle I was driving was T-boned by another vehicle that was traveling 45 miles per hour. This accident resulted in a 2-day stay at the hospital, months of physical therapy, 4.5 months off of work, and a herniation of a disc between T9 and T10 in my spine. Even though it's been almost 7 years since the accident, to this day I still live with chronic back pain. Even though the event is over, the likelihood of surgery in the future is pretty much imminent, which in turn is going to lead to additional time off of work, financial loss, personal strain on my family, and increased healthcare costs. The worst outcome of not wearing your seatbelt is simple. It's death. During my career as a paramedic, I've seen this horrific outcome more times than I even care to remember. It's a terrible sight, and it's led to numerous sleepless nights. This simple act of not wearing your seatbelt could have kept families together, and the individuals who perished, they could have possibly led long and productive lives. The National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration has documented in 2015 that over 35,000 deaths occurred on U.S. roadways alone. The Missouri State Highway Patrol has reported that in the state of Missouri in 2015, 853 deaths occurred on Missouri roadways. 63% of those individuals weren't wearing their seatbelts. And of those individuals, 50% of them who were ejected from the vehicle didn't have their seatbelt on. Wearing your seatbelt is a must. Not only is it the law, it's a life-saving device if worn properly. Remember, you're not the only ones on the road. Don't be a statistic. Life is short, and it should not be taken for granted. This simple act of clicking it will allow you to arrive alive.